welcome back to my channel. I am Timmy and I am a tarot reader, intuitive, and a musician. Today we are going to be doing a general reading, and as you can see there are three piles here. We will call them 1, which is our Malachite stone, 2, which is Fluorite, and 3, which is Selenite. So take a moment to think about it, right? Which pile do you feel like is calling to you? If you need to pause the video for a second to kind of meditate on it or think about it, that's totally fine. I'll be here when you get back. I just ask that you use your inner knowing and your intuition to choose. Don't overthink it, okay? So I'll give you a second and then we'll get started. Okay, so hopefully you've had time to choose your pile. I will put the time codes into the video description underneath for you. Let's get started with our group number 1, our Malachite. And I will pull them all and show you first, and then we will go through them. And the decks that I'm using, I'll announce it as we go. So this is from the Wild Unknown Archetypes. Okay, and this is the best way to do it is Kairos, okay. The next is from the Wild Unknown Tarot deck. It is the 3 of Wands, followed by the Wheel of Fortune from our Tarot in Wonderland. Scoot this up a little bit. And then finally, 2 of Cups from the Waite Centennial deck. Okay, so Kairos, our first card. This is, we're gonna say, this is representing you and where you are right now and maybe in the upcoming days. You can see, I just want you to see the imagery. It's an eye, right? Okay, this represents your inner sight, your inner knowing, your inner idea of like time and what that means, right? So some people would call it mythic time or divine timing. I'm really getting the sense from that you are very like worried about time in some way right now. Maybe it's that, in fact, it could be that you're feeling like time is going by too quickly. It could also mean you feel like time is going by too slowly, like you really want to do something and it's just like not happening fast enough to it. I'm kind of getting the sense that it's more the latter, that you are like, have your sights set on something, you're trying to go for it, but maybe it's like not happening as fast as you would like it to. And that happens for all of us. Remember, the universe doesn't work in linear time the way that we typically in the 3D world like to think about it, right? It's not like, okay, I do this and then this happens and then this happens. Maybe that is how, like, there's a cause and effect, of course, but it's not so simple as like you decide on something and then it happens. Things happen when they're meant to happen to a certain extent. So I'd really encourage you to take a moment. It's funny to talk about time like that. Take a moment and really remember that whatever you're doing, it's enough, and that things will unfold naturally the way they are supposed to. If you're meant to do whatever you're waiting for, it will happen. You just have to wait for it. I think the general message out of this whole thing that I'm seeing for you is exactly that things will happen in the divine timing that they're supposed to be. This next one is our 3 of Wands, right? And to me, that card, it's always, hold it up longer. It's always such a beautiful card. To me, it means that you are looking towards something. So that works really well with our divine timing as well, right? You know what you want, you see things from your own perspective and you're going for it. And I think that's great. You should continue to do that. But again, don't rush it. Don't feel like, oh, well, it's supposed to have happened already. And don't give up on whatever you're waiting for just because it hasn't happened in the exact way or the exact time that you think it's supposed to, right? Trust in yourself that you are doing the right things, you're putting intention and energy towards whatever it is that you want, and that it will happen when it's supposed to, which leads us right to the Wheel of Fortune. Lucky you. It's such a great card, right? Good things are coming your way 100%, right? But same thing, this is all working together, right? Things are coming your way and coming together, but in the way that the universe has it planned for you, right? The universe will provide for you, but it's going to do it when the universe feels like doing it. So just don't be discouraged. I'm feeling like some of you might be about to give up on whatever that thing is. And what that thing is up to you. It could be a project you're working on. It could be a work thing. It could be a personal goal. It could be even, I mean, I'm seeing in this last card, 3 of Cups, it could even be something having to do with the emotional or some kind of relationship with somebody, romantic maybe just friendship. Or it could just be within yourself, right? Don't feel like you're not going to reach this end goal of like just basking in it. That's what the 2 of Cups is all about. Cups are about emotion and love, maybe for somebody else, but oftentimes just for you. In fact, I think that makes the most sense. Like you're going to reach this point of celebration, and it's going to feel so sweet when you finally get there because you've waited for everything to fall into place. And I just want you to know that doesn't mean that you should do nothing or stop trying to reach your goal, but it does mean that you shouldn't be discouraged if it's taking a little bit longer than you expected it to. Just take a step back, breathe, and remember that the way we see time in this like very 3D way is not how it's actually happening, right? Everything's happening all at once and nothing is happening all at once. So just keep that in your perspective right now, right? You're doing all the right things. The universe will provide for you, right? You're going to reach your goal. You're going to get to that celebration at the end, but you have to be patient. I'm really like sensing a lot of impatience. And it's hard. It's hard to be patient, but I think it's a skill that serves us all really, really well in the end. And you're going to be so grateful at the end when you finally get this thing that you're working towards, that you didn't give up because you were frustrated because it was taking too long, okay? So please just relax, do something to take your mind off of it, put as much energy into the thing as you can that makes sense to without going overboard, and just remember, everything is working in your favor. The universe wants to provide for you, and it will provide for you. But just remember, it might not happen in the exact way or the exact timing that you're thinking it's going to, okay? So be patient, please. All right, thank you. That's group 1. Okay, let's move on to group number 2, right? Our fluorite stone. All right, so same thing. I will pull out the cards and kind of show you what the reading is, and then we'll talk about them. Okay. So first we have from our Wild Unknown Archetypes, the gem. Oh my goodness, this is very interesting. So then from both our Wild Unknown Tarot and the Tarot in Wonderland, I got for you 7 of Cups. So double 7 of Cups, 7 of Cups squared, I guess. And then from our Smith-Waite Centennial, the 4 of Swords. Okay. So again, if you're watching the whole video, you kind of heard my spiel, but I'll say it again in case you just jumped to time codes. Our archetype card, that's basically like you right now. This is representing you and like where you are at the moment in your life. And I feel like you're maybe feeling super down right now, or maybe discouraged about where you are, or not accomplishing things, or what you have versus what other people have. But the gem is all about like, all of us have something inside ourselves. It's our inner light. It's our inner treasure, right? No matter who you are, no matter where you are, you have things, or at least one major thing, right, inside of you in your spirit that no one else has. You are special, and I really just don't want you to forget that, right? It can be very easy to look around at other people and what they have or all the options around you and be like, well, yes, I have this, this, and this, but I don't have that one thing that's going to make me complete. Guess what? You don't need something to complete you because you are already complete. You are a full person by yourself already. So just block out all that noise of other people and what they have or what other people think you should have. Like this double 7 of cups is really, really telling. I'll show them to you again. So there's the wild unknown, and it's the same message twice, but just in a little bit different way. So like in the wild unknown, you see those 6 cups all upright, right? Those are the things that you know that you have. But then underneath the 7th cup, it's hidden, right? You don't know what it is. I feel like 7 of cups to me is always that the grass is always greener on the other side sort of thing, right? You see that where the 6 cups are, it's full, like not full, it's in the moonlight, right? You know what you're getting. And underneath that cup that's hidden is the sun, but that's just your idea of what's under there. You don't actually know, right? Until we are happy with who we are and what we currently have. That's the most important thing, is knowing what you have and being grateful for what you have. Yes, we always want to be striving for things and trying to be better and going for it. It's important to have goals and it's important to be working towards something, but not at the expense of feeling like you don't have enough already. You do have enough. I'm starting to feel very emotional. I feel like this is a real problem for some of you. Right? Same thing. Here's the tarot in Wonderland. You see Alice, and there's all these options in the back behind her, and it's like she seems a little excited but also overwhelmed. Like it can be very enticing to be going for something and striving for something, because you're like, as soon as I get it, as soon as I get that thing, then I'll be able to rest, then I'll be able to relax, and then I'll be good to go for the foreseeable future. But the problem with the 7 of cups is that it's just like a carrot on a string, right? In those old cartoons where as soon as you get to that little carrot, it's just going to move along a little bit further, and you're always chasing something. And again, I don't want to deter you from going for something and trying to accomplish things, because it's important for us to have goals, but I think sometimes you might be a little too focused on that, and you need to center yourself and return back to this, right? Who are you? What is special about you? What do you have to offer people, right? It's not always about what you should be getting from someone else or what you should be getting so that then you can provide people. I know that you have lots to offer the world just as you are. So remember that, okay? That's super duper important. And then our last card here are 4 of Swords. I think this is very telling about kind of this agitation you're feeling of like not having or not being enough, right? That 7 of Cups thing. You need to be calm and rest in the fact that you're okay. It's okay if you're just being. It's okay if you're just like, I'm enough, right? It's all about your sense of whether or not you are in danger or whether you're going to be okay. This person, right, he's sleeping above dangling swords, but does he look upset? No, because he knows that his inner knowing is that he's going to be okay. It's okay to rest and then appreciate what you have. And then when you're rested and recovered, that it's okay to then say, okay, now I'm focused. This is my goal. I'm going to go for it. But never, never keep going and making yourself tired and emotionally sick or physically sick over this, over what you don't have, because you're never going to be able to accomplish the things that you want if you don't know that you have the greatest value. We all do. It's inside you. You are a whole person. I just can't tell you that enough, right? You're safe and you're enough, and don't worry about what other people think you should have or what society is telling you what you should have, right? It doesn't matter. Use your intuition, use your inner knowing, And then you'll know what the right thing is to focus on. But even when you're striving for something, when you're going for something, that you still always take a step back and say, I am enough, right? Because you are, you're enough. We all are. Great. I hope that's helpful, group number 2. Really take care of yourselves. All right, last group, group number 3. All right. So, we have, for our archetype card, the Tear. Then from our Wild Unknown Tarot, 2 of Wands. From Tarot in Wonderland, the Tower. And then, I'll hold them all up again. I know I'm doing it kind of fast. And then from our Smith Waite, Queen of Swords. Okay. I feel like there's a lot going on with you. So your archetype, the Tear, I'll hold it up again. I feel like there's something really, really deep within you. You're having maybe some kind of awakening or acknowledgement, or you need to have some awakening or acknowledgement that something's maybe been lost, or that part of your life is over, right? Part of something that you've been working on or doing or focused on or devoted to is going away or has already gone away. And I feel like you've maybe been keeping that to yourself a little bit, and by which I mean not just like keeping it to yourself, but also keeping it from yourself, right? The Tear is all about opening up to your emotions and allowing the floodgates to open, right? Tears are water, tears are emotion, tears are refreshing, and tears renew us. It's never good to be holding on to something that's causing you pain, or maybe causes you sorrow or regret, right? Those are all emotions that we all have, and it's important to process them. And I know that can be hard. It's hard for me sometimes, right? But we have to be able to process the emotions and go through that pain or that sorrow so that we can cleanse ourselves and then feel renewed, right? I feel like a lot of this pain or this suffering or this mourning has to do with an idea that you are like switching directions in some way. Maybe it has to do with your relationship. It could be work, it could be friendships, it could be just like your inner knowing, and like the direction you want your life to take, right? That's what 2 of Wands is telling me, is that you're getting some clear signs from the universe that you are supposed to be going in a specific direction, right? The 2 of Wands is pointing the way. I'm gonna wait for that to pass. Sorry about that, it's very loud here. So 2 of Wands, right, is pointing the way for you. But I think maybe you're in a little bit of denial about it, and you're not ready yet to accept the call. And I know that can be hard. It can be hard when all of a sudden you're feeling jolted into a new direction, and you're like, well, I kind of liked things the way they are. Maybe I wasn't 100% happy, but at least I know what to expect, right? But I hate to say it, but no matter what you do, whether you're in denial or whether you go with it, changes are happening for you. Changes are coming. I see that. That's what the Tower is all about, right? Maybe this has happened already, or maybe it's about to, and you can kind of feel it. I think you can. I think you have intuition about it, that things are about to come crumbling down. And just remember that that's not a bad thing. Change is good. When things come tumbling down, you have the chance to rebuild and restructure, right? But this change, this 2 of Wands pointing you in the direction, this is saying, hello, this is the way you need to go. So process all that stuff that's going on. Accept it. Maybe you are going to feel kind of crappy for a couple of days. Maybe you're going to feel down, or maybe you're going to feel like you just don't want to deal with other people. That's okay. Take time to yourself. But really process what's going on so that you can be ready for this and this, right? Because it's coming. No matter what you do, whether you bury your head in the sand or whatever, changes are happening, and I just want you to be prepared, because the sooner you accept it and the sooner you let it happen, the better off you're going to be, and you're going to feel so much better, right? That's what the Queen of Swords is all about. She has a knowing about her. She understands that things are tough, right? By she, I mean anyone. You could be, right? These cards are not actually gendered. So I'll say, they know that changes happen. Queen of Swords is watchful. They are resourceful, and they're ready to take action if necessary, whether it's mentally or physically. But Queen of Swords is also very understanding, right? And in touch with their emotions. And that brings us right back to here, right? Be in touch with your emotions, right? These two things, they're you. Queen of Swords and the Tear. That's where you are right now. So Queen of Swords is urging you to process this pain that you're feeling, or this mourning that you're feeling. I can see that it's kind of a tough time for you right now, but that's okay, right? It's totally okay. We all go through moments, and maybe it's just like a little blip, maybe it's something huge. Whatever it is, I promise you it's going to be okay, and you're going to get through it. And once you process all of that, you can follow this. You can follow the Two of Wands, and you can start fresh, and it's going to be such a relief and so rewarding for you. So just know that I'm here for you, and I'm thinking about you. And it's okay, and that we all go through tough times like this. But you're going to come out the other side, and you're going to be relieved that you've processed all of this, right? Just be in touch with yourself and your emotions. Let this transition, let this change happen, and embrace it, and you're going to do amazing things. Okay, group 3. I hope that wasn't too much of a downer. But just like I said, know that we all go through stuff like that. It's a heavy week. August is super hot, at least if you're in the same hemisphere as the United States. Is very hot, right? It brings a sense of heaviness, and that's what the dog days of summer is, right? So I know that some of the readings were a little heavy today, but whenever something heavy happens, it's going to eventually lead to lightness. So just remember that. Okay, I hope you enjoyed the readings. I keep forgetting to do this at the beginning of the video, so if you made it this far, remember, and I'll put it in the description as well, remember that these readings are general. So if some things resonated for you and others didn't, that's okay. They are for everyone, so take what resonates with you and leave the rest. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back again soon with some more readings and some more deck reviews. If you have any comments or questions or anything like that, please leave them in the comments. I would love to hear about your experience. Thank you so much. Have an amazing August, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.